All right, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this wondrous world it is that you may or may not happen to be. And I mean it when I say that. Wherever it is that you may or may not happen to be. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live. I'm your hostess, obviously, clearly, Alexandra Mayers. And something told me that I need to go live for those of you who may need to join the panel for whatever reason. And we can talk about whatever. Let me go ahead and put the link twice into the chat. To those of you out there who listen for the right reasons, if you believe that I may be upset with you, all is forgiven, just so you know. Some of you just might need a panel to join. If you do, you can join, as long as you can conduct yourself properly. I'm a little bit of a snob when it comes to conducting my panels, as many of you know. But not so much today. I finally saw the movie Disclosure Day. It probably was not what a lot of you expected it to be at all. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. I thought it was well done for what it is. I thought so. He kept it simple, very simple. It was not quite what I thought it was going to be, but it was good. It was definitely for a very small percentage of the population. I saw it late. I was planning on seeing it when it first came out in the theater, and I did not. I saw it from the comfort of where I'm currently staying late last night. I didn't pay full attention to every single element of it, but I did pay attention to what I suppose I was supposed to pay attention to. And that movie was not for everybody. That movie, in my opinion, was specifically for people who have had contact and who may have been taken. Some people would say abducted or visited. Or maybe you're somebody who just decided to go with them at some point when you saw them. It wasn't for everybody. The movie was a message to the people that the movie was specifically for, in my opinion, at least. If you're somebody that movie was for, you've probably had a very interesting past month or so. You probably have been under the impression that you've been a messenger, whereas in actuality, you are meant to receive some messages. And those messages have been received, at least on my end. And that movie explained a lot of things, in my opinion, when it comes to people who may have needed to receive a few messages. But they did a good job. It was a little bit almost overly literal from my perspective. But I have a feeling that Spielberg wanted to make it blatantly clear what's what. And he did. I would recommend everybody watch it. You can rent it on YouTube, I believe, for about $19.99. I would recommend purchasing it, not just renting it because you're going to want to watch it more than once. I'm going to watch it again later this evening. Really watch it. But from what I saw and what I heard, these are going to be amazing times that we live in. And it's been a long time coming. And some people are very afraid, and they should be because they have been bad. Some people have been more than bad. They've been horrible. Probably because they're not really people. I've made a lot of decisions lately. Those of you who follow my online presence in its entirety, you saw me make a big shift today. I don't have to explain what I did, but it was time. But those of you who have followed me for many years for the right reasons, I'll be here on this channel until I decide not to be. But it's an open panel, open chat. That's where we're at. Where am I at right now? I am somewhere really quiet. Really, really quiet. And I'm somebody who unfortunately was blessed yet cursed with almost canine level hearings. I hear everything. I have almost no sense of smell, very little sense of taste. As I'm getting older, my vision is fading, but I have an amazing sense of hearing. And it's one of the most annoying things in the world. Because I like being in a city, but it's hard for me to be in a city because I hear everything. And even when I'm where it's very, 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 very quiet, I still hear everything. Stinks. But maybe there's a reason. You hope I'm well? I'm doing well. Thank you for saying that you hope I'm well. At this very moment in time, I'm doing very well. Feel free to join the panel. Feel free. You might want to. You might not want to. Since I've been where I am, I can't prove it, but I think I've seen 2 visitors. I think when I first got here, one greeted me. I can't prove it. I think it was a visitor. And I had a fun night with another visitor. And they both, in a roundabout way, even though I cannot prove it, showed me that they're visitors. I guess to them, I would be someone that they're visiting. If I were there, where they're from, I would be the visitor. But that's what's exciting about these times that we're living in. I wasn't sure if we were going to see certain things or be told certain things in my lifetime. I was not certain about that. But now a few things are starting to make sense. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be scary for some people. I would say don't be scared. Don't be scared. Nothing to be scared of. I think it's going to make a lot of people feel a lot better about a few things. I guess the biggest what word do I want to use? The biggest alleged obstacle that's been in place when it comes to complete disclosure would probably be the element pertaining to spirituality and religion. I think that's been a big fat excuse, personally. I don't think it's going to shake anybody's faith. I think some people want to use it to shake faith, but I just have this weird feeling that when we are officially introduced to whoever the primary groups are going to be that we meet first, I think they're going to be really about God for some reason. I don't think so, Sharon, but I think that's an interesting perspective that you have. And thank you for finding me live over here, because you're somebody that I would really like to continue talking to me, because I like talking to you. I think that they would probably visit the people that don't believe first, because that would be like the hardest group to contend with. That's what I think. I've just always kind of known, because I think I'm a part of something. In fact, I don't even think it, I know it, because I thought I had a message for somebody and they had a message for me. Oh, but it's going to be fun. And I think everything's in steps. That's what I think. I think it's all baby steps. One of my favorite movies is a movie called Contact, featuring Jodie Foster. And I always wondered why I liked that movie so much. And it wasn't until the past few years as to why I was drawn to that movie that was shown to me. That particular movie prepared me for something. Not anything having to do with extraterrestrial life, even. It just had to do with preparing me for understanding death, and that death is not the end. That's why I liked that movie, and I didn't know it. I do believe that there's no such thing as time. I'm adamant about that. I think everything happens at once. It's just a matter of what we're prepared to contend with after we go through levels of experiences versus what we still need to experience some things before we can handle it, but before we are willing to face whatever the thing is. But I don't think there's such a thing as time. I haven't thought that for a very long time. And it's ironic, I just said I haven't felt that for a long time, and I'm talking about time not existing. So does that make any sense, what I just said? No, it does not. Does it make me a hypocrite to an extent? Absolutely it does. But then again, I'm human, am I not? As are the majority of you who are listening to me for whatever reason it is. I wonder who some of you are that do like to listen to me. Thank you for listening. Would I listen to myself? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I hope? I hope that somehow my streams invoke a sense of familiarity within some of you that I used to get from Art Bell. That's what I hope. Art Bell, greatest of all time when it comes to what he did. I couldn't tell you the first time that I heard an Art Bell show. I don't have a good memory when it comes to certain things. I have a great memory when it comes to some things, but not a lot of things. And I do wonder why. That's why I have to rewatch Disclosure Day, because I think that the answer is in that movie. Because there were a lot of things about that movie, the main character, that reminded me of myself. And that's why I say that movie is not for everybody. That movie was a signal. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. I don't know what Spielberg is up to. I don't like George Norrie. I don't trust him. I did like Art Bell. I don't like George Norrie. I don't dislike George Norrie. I'm not like, ew, I hate him. It's something about him, though, that I don't like. You know who I really don't like? Giorgio. Oh, he's too in my face. I don't like him. But I do love Art Bell. I feel like they took some stuff from Art Bell, and I'm not happy about that. You know who reminds me of Art Bell? And I hadn't thought about it till just now. Those of you who are carryovers from my other projects that I've paused indefinitely, Good Times reminds me of Art Bell. That's why we have to take care of him and look out for him. We have to look out for him. He's another Art Bell. I'm worried about him because his last stream was titled His Heart's Not in It Anymore. We got to put his heart back in something. Maybe not what things have been, but something. Because he's too good to not have his heart in something. It's got to be something. You know, it's better when you don't like somebody right away than when you do. I've learned that about life. I don't think it should shake your faith. And I think that's why they injected the spiritual element into the movie. I'm not going to reveal everything about the movie because I think everybody should watch that movie. But maybe everybody shouldn't. But some people, I think if you listen to me, for whatever reason you listen to me, I would implore you to watch that movie. Because I think it would make you, even if you don't agree with the movie, it would help you understand me a little bit. It's helped me understand me. And I was barely watching it. I was doing something else while I had it on. And that's why I purchased it. Because I was like, I'm going to have to watch it multiple times. I already know it's that kind of a thing. But I was happy to be able to watch it without going to a theater and just kind of have it on in the background. Because I figured there would be some things that resonated right away. So I'm going to have to watch it in stages. Different vibes that I'm feeling, different moods that I'm in, different levels of attention I'm willing to give the movie. It's that kind of a movie, in my opinion. He's supposed to be changing right now. We're all changing. I've been changing a lot. I've been maturing quickly. I thought I was already mature. Apparently not. I've figured out a little bit of what I'm about more so than before. I scare myself. I understand why some people saw some things in me that I did not acknowledge within myself until recently. You think I'm still looking good in my 40s? Apparently I do. Apparently I do. And you don't realize how you're perceived sometimes until you travel, until you meet people that you've never met before. What I think is going to be really important when it comes to acknowledging visitors is that they're people. I don't like the word or words. Okay, here's the words I don't like as I think about it. Alien. We shouldn't use that, in my opinion. I think it's going to, in time, be considered like a bad word, like the N word is. We shouldn't use that word. I don't think we should use the term extraterrestrial. I don't think that's. I don't know why I think that, but these are just thoughts I'm having right now. I don't think we should even use the term interdimensional. I don't know what new words we're going to have, but I don't think we should use those words. I think we should use people, because that's what I think. I think that they're people, just like, what we consider people here. They're going to be people. And I think that we've all already seen them somehow. Some more so than others. Maybe you realize it more than with others. I think that in these streaming communities, that's why I think that I was drawn to them. I think that there's a bunch of visitors in the streaming communities. I can almost tell you who I think, without a doubt, some are. I think I can figure it out. Do y'all have any thoughts on who might be visitors in these communities? Do y'all want to share what you think? Because I would like to know what y'all think. Who do you think are visitors? Different people that might not originate or not have originated here on Earth. You've had more than one? Yeah, me too. Me too. I'll tell you, the first person that I spoke to upon arriving where I am, I'm convinced, because of just one thing that the person said when they asked, "How long are you staying here?" And I answered, and it was something about the way that he said it. He said, "Oh, perfect." It was something about that. Also, the person's appearance. They picked the right appearance, for me at least. It wasn't scary. It was just enough to where I could tell, but it wasn't scary. But yeah, I aged well, and I understand why. I understand why. I have this weird feeling that I'm going to be somebody who calms a lot of people down. And I think that, and it's a little bit of narcissism or vanity in what I'm about to say. I think it was important that my look be a very comfortable look. And I have a comfortable look. You might not like it, but it's comfortable. And I think people need to be comfortable with certain things visually and audially. You wouldn't know, someone in the chat is saying, I couldn't begin to guess who's an off-worlder. I like that, off-worlder. I've always liked that term. It's weird sometimes about how seemingly normal conversations give you that vibe that someone isn't from here. Yeah. I think sometimes it's important for visitors to work with people who naturally don't feel like they're from here, but throughout their life, they gradually feel more so at home here, because that way maybe they such a person would have the mindset of what it takes to familiarize people who are not from here to the people who are from here, and to familiarize the people who are from here to the concepts of people not being from here, not being so bad, and being just like everybody else. I was talking to somebody about these themes not too long ago, and I was saying that it's going to be easier for people who are considered minorities to accept a certain shift than people who are not considered minorities. I don't think it's really going to be like a religious thing that makes people upset. I think that um, religion and spirituality, namely Christianity, is going to be utilized as an excuse for people to allow themselves to fall into the hole of fear. Maybe that's why I've been led to do the page-by-page reading and commentary of the Bible I've been doing on this stream. A lot of people would probably think that I'm not someone who should delve into Christianity as much as I have. And, you know, if I ever have the chance to speak to her one-on-one, I want to apologize to a woman known as Big T or Big Trolla in regards to my having judged her when it comes to her spirituality. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. If you ever hear this, Carissa, I'm sorry for judging as I did. I should not have done that. That was not right on my part. Not at all. I'm happy that she's making her crosses and that she's where she is right now in her life. She's cool. She's real cool. She's a cool woman. She's strong too. It's interesting because she's so spoken of, but and at least me, I know so little in actuality about her. But I guess the same could be said for me. I'm real out there as far as being kind of known, more so than I'm comfortable with. But most of you know very little about me. And I designed it that way, I'll admit it. I was told the other night that I'm very good at deflecting attention from myself, and I did not realize that I am as good at it as I am. Hmm. I don't want to be that person, though. Not at this point. Your dreams are too vivid for people that you miss. That's the gift. That means you have a gift, Sharon, if you have vivid dreams. I wish my dreams were more vivid sometimes. And they're pretty damn vivid. They are, but sometimes not vivid enough. I have very vivid ideas or thoughts as to certain things coming. Extremely so. That's what scares me about myself sometimes. I've had a lot of synchronicity lately and a lot of confirmation when it comes to certain things in a very unusual way, but it makes sense that I would get the confirmation via a certain energy that I do suppress within myself, but that's definitely there. It's basically a language that I'm that something's communicating with me through. And I didn't know it was considered a language, but it definitely is. I'm not going to say what that language is. Not at all. I better not. But it's a language. Hmm. I would say that we definitely actively have more than our 5 observable or documented senses that we consider our senses right now. Sight, touch, smell, hearing. What was the 5th? Sight, touch, smell, hearing. I'm missing one. Taste, taste, taste. Taste and smell, those are very similar when you think about it. I almost feel like taste and smell should be considered one sense instead of separate. For me, they're almost one and the same. But I think that there's more. Some people call like the 6th sense like a third eye. I don't think it's like a third eye. I think it's being able to sense electricity somehow. Or maybe not electricity, but a form of energy. That's what I would say the 6th is. I think there's a 7th, which would probably be a level of telepathy, possibly just like how taste and smell are really linked. I think telepathy and telekinesis are really linked because I guess telepathy and telekinesis would be the 7th and the 8th senses, but you could kind of combine it into 7.5. That's as far as I would be able to go. I don't know what would be beyond that. But I think that a lot of kids coming into this world nowadays, like, I don't think that they're from here. I think that we have like a lot of reincarnation in a way going on right now because a lot of kids, they're different than we were if you're Generation X. I'm mainly talking to Generation X people, I guess. That's my tribe. But I'm open to the younger energies, the younger kids. They're going to have fun. I hope that as they get older, they're willing to learn about the history of Generation X people because we have a cool history. We went from analog to digital, and that was a big thing. That was a transitional period. And I hope that that's not forgotten too quickly because that's really the foundation of the communication systems that we have now. And the communication, that's going to be the most important thing. Being able to talk to each other. I'm really happy that translation systems are becoming seamless. I'm really happy that artists can do more than they've ever done before with the AI and at a faster speed than before because I think we do have to hurry up when it comes to something. I don't know why we have to hurry up. My dad, before he passed, he was telling me I needed to hurry up when it comes to some stuff, but I don't know what or why. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. But I do think we need to hurry up when it comes to solidifying our ideas about what we want the world to look like, sound like, feel like, be like. Again, I'm not worrying about what it smells like or what it tastes like. I could easily do without those two senses, smell and taste. Too archaic for me, which probably sounds strange. I've never even articulated that before, but I don't like those two senses. I don't need them. But that's just me. If you're somebody who likes food a lot, you might. I mean, it is enjoyable to taste something really, 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 really good, especially when it's like surprisingly good. That's fun. I'm gonna make a recommendation to some of you who are adult beverage connoisseurs. Corona, Sunbrew, Citrus, Cerveza. I'd never had it before until I came where I am right now. I never even saw it before. And the only reason I decided to get it was because of the color. I thought, that's a pretty color. It's like a yellow with a tinge of orange. And I thought, I like Corona. I like orange. I was thinking it was going to taste more lime-ish because I do love Corona with a lime. I also like margaritas, and I'm not having any more margaritas the rest of the year. That was where I was before. I was in margarita mode. But you got to be careful with things like tequila or any hard liquor. You shouldn't have it very often. And I normally don't. I stopped drinking hard liquor routinely in my early 30s, really. That was a treat for me, having those margaritas over the past few weeks. But I don't want any more tequila. before I left where I was before, I had like half a bottle of Cuervo left and I just dumped it out. And that's how I know I'm not an alcoholic. Because if you're an alcoholic, you don't dump out alcohol. But I did. But when I got here, I was thinking, I want some sort of adult beverage that's light, but that tastes really good. And I thought, what is it going to be? And I saw this, and I'd never had it before. And I thought, well, it's going to be hit or miss. I'm either going to really like it or I'm going to hate it. And I'm happy it's something I really like. And I might not see it anywhere else. So I'll always remember where I am because I had it. But it tastes great. I'm surprised it's not more known or more popular, but maybe it's not supposed to be, you know? But normally I'm not about taste so much. Like, it's good when you have really good food. I had a really great dish of fish the other night. The person I was with had bison. And I got to have a little bit of their bison. It was delicious, but not as good as the fish, not in my opinion. I'm happy that I got the fish. And I let this person order for me, which I normally don't do. But I knew he would know better than me. And I like when a guy knows better than me sometimes, because I think I know better than everybody a lot of the time, and I don't. I just know how to convince people that I do. It's fruity. It's very fruity. It tastes like citrus. Citrus. Not orange, not lemon, not lime. It's a unique flavor. You can taste that it's a type of a beer, but whoever came up with Corona Sunbrew Citrus Cerveza did a great job. I could be their spokesperson if they needed one. I would be like, you know what, you really should try this. I think it's something that both men and women would like. It's perfect for the summertime. I almost want to say it could be good at Christmas time if it was warm. Meaning, if you warmed it up, I don't know how that would translate if it was a hot drink, but it's something about it that makes me kind of think, if it was Christmas time and you wanted something citrus, maybe, just maybe. 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 I don't know why I'm thinking about Christmas. Well, I do know why. I was talking to somebody about Christmas earlier today. That's why. So again, it's an open panel, open chat. Let's see, what can I talk about? Because I know I got carryovers from a certain community. That community is going to surprise some of you when it comes to a little something going on. Because I know that there's some people very upset about something. And they're justified in being upset about a certain hostile takeover attempt at play. The people attempting the hostile takeover, they're about to get a wide awakening. I don't even know how. I just know it's going to be a wide awakening and they're going to get the beat down that they deserve, metaphorically, of course. I do not condone physical violence, but it's going to be a beat down. And it's coming. Because there's some things you do, there's some things you don't do. And there's some things that are happening that you just don't do. And some people think that they're smarter than they are. And I'm definitely not that bright when it comes to certain things. But I am bright when it comes to other things. And that's why I'm saying there is a reality to a sixth, seventh, possibly eighth sense. Because there have been some of us in these communities, we've been around a long time and we know each other. And we don't have to talk to each other, do we? We don't. We're coordinating without trying. So I did what I needed to do today. And I would say Good Times is a sort of commander in a strange way without even trying. I don't think he knows what he's doing, but he's doing it. And he's doing a very good job. So if you're out there, Mr. Times, again, we have that theme of time. And I don't believe time exists. Do you think good times really exist? Or did we all create him? He's said that he thinks that he created us, some of us. Maybe it's a little bit of both. But he's been a very good community leader. One of the best I think I've ever seen. I really like him as a person. I'll admit it. At one point in time, I thought I was in love with him. I wasn't. I just have a little bit of a difficult time differentiating when I really like somebody versus when I love somebody. But then again, if you really like somebody, you do love the person, but the romantic love thing, and I figured out I'm a little bit of a romantic love addict. I'm solving that problem by making my Intergalactic Relationship Lifestyle series. I'm getting it out. I have a knack for romance. It's my favorite thing about being human. Favorite. And I've had some cool romances. I talk about that a lot. But I don't remember all of it. Unless I really sit and think about it. And I don't really think about it so much because it is a little overwhelming for me. But that's my favorite part. I think it should be more people's favorite part of life. Because it's such a special energy. Sometimes it can be linked to sexual energy, but sometimes it's not. When it is linked to the sexual energy, oh, that's the best. There's no drug that could ever duplicate it, that we're aware of at least. And people have tried. I think that's probably why people from off-world are very interested in Earth humans. I think that there is an agenda to harvest it. I do. I think so. I don't think it can be. I think it can be felt, but not harvested without killing the source. I think it can be cultivated, but not duplicated. It's probably very addictive. I was saying for years, before I even thought along the lines that I think now, that unfortunately I'm a bit of a drug because I see it. I think that's why I've contended with a lot of stalkers. I am convinced of that. Because some people who have like over fixated on me, they're not into me, not me as me. It's an energy that I have. Y'all have seen it lately. Sharon, let me ask you, do you think that's the problem when it comes to psych racks? I think it is. I think I have an energy that he is literally, because he has an addictive personality too. I think he's addicted to me. So, how would you fix that? There is no fix. The only fix would be an OD. That's a little weird thing to say, isn't it? But it's the truth because I've encountered that before. It's going to have to be an OD. Mm-hmm. Because it's not just him. That weirdo, the bald one, he's more addicted, but masks it. And he'll hear this. So to those two, because it's two of them, I could almost say three, but really it's two. Better be careful, because if I create such a situation to where you OD, you'll die. A little cryptic, but it's the truth. I realize that I'm basically a living sort of drug back in, let's see, 2008. It was 2008. You know who actually has their addiction under control more so than they want to admit? I actually will go as far as to say I don't believe that they're actually an addict. I think that they're stronger than they think that they are. Junkie James. The reason I say that is because, and I firmly believe this about him because I got to know him pretty well. When you're around a person, you do, it's different than when you just observe a person. And we were around each other. He uses the guise of being an addict as an excuse to have fun. I actually don't think that he has an addictive personality. I think It's going to sound weird. I think he's a visitor. That's what I think about him. That's what I think. I think he's a visitor. I would be surprised to find out that he's not. Because he is very unusual. And I think that he uses what we consider to be substances, illegal substances, as a way to be able to tolerate what it is to be here on Earth. I don't think that his biochemistry is native to this planet, and I think that it's hard for him to exist. And I think that his mother knows. I'm convinced of that. I would be surprised if I was incorrect. See, look at you, Sharon. I thought I was the romantic. We don't belong together, but we were supposed to encounter each other, and we did. We encountered each other. And I feel that he answered certain questions that I have about life. And I'm sure I answered certain questions that he has or had about life and himself. But no, I don't think we belong together. I think that I was supposed to meet him. And he made the effort. And, you know, despite it all, I'm glad he made the effort. When someone makes an effort to meet you, that speaks volumes. It's very important when you encounter someone, not initially in person, that you want to meet, but who also makes the effort to meet you. It says a lot. It's one of those instances to where the actions become a language. And I'm just talking to you right now, Sharon. It was so hard for him to make that trip. That was very difficult for him. And he did it. I could have been way harder on him than I was. He could have been harder on me too. He just what you saw publicly between he and I after the encounter was him not letting me walk all over him, okay? That's what that was. And I was not used to that. Not at all. But I'm glad I got to meet him. He might not say the same, but I suspect he would. Good times. Enjoyed watching that. He got a little envious of it, actually. He did. I know this. But Tommy is brave. More so than a lot of you will ever know. But that was a very difficult journey for him, extremely so. I'm glad he got to meet my dad before my dad passed. There's a woman in these communities who had the chance to talk to my dad before my dad passed. I'm glad she did. Of all the people, I'm glad it was her. because she has an excellent memory. When she wants to be, she can be really cool. I'm talking about INX. She's doing something right now to where I have a difficult time reading her, and I'll have a difficult time reading a lot of people. But I think I do know what she's doing. And I do have her back, but I'm not willing to talk to her right now as she's doing what she's doing because I'm not certain about what she's doing. But what she's doing, if she's doing what I suspect she's doing, if she succeeds, then I will have to help her. And I will. And I think that she knows that. And that's why I say in these communities, a lot of us are very different kinds of people. And a lot of us do have that sixth to the eighth sense, and we do not have to talk at all. And that's a special thing. There's some people who they want to have that connection, but they're not of what some communities that I've been a part of are. I didn't understand completely when certain people in the communities that I've covered were using the phrase one of us. I know now, concretely. And some people who want in, they're not one of us, and they're upset about it. Too damn bad. Not everybody can be one of us. And I'm not being snotty when I say that. It's just what it is. You're one of us, Sharon, aren't you? I'm glad you are. Because I don't think there's very many of us. Do you have thoughts on what we need to do, Sharon? Share your thoughts, Sharon. Please. Because I'm one of the brains within one of us, and I'm not sure exactly what needs to be done. I have a suspicion, but I'm not sure. And I am seeking reinforcements. And I did find one. Maybe more, but at least one. And they've checked me out. Maybe two that I've seen. Maybe three that I've seen. But this is a cool community. Whatever the community is, really. But all's forgiven when it comes to everyone who's a part of the community. When it comes to me, it's all forgiven, okay? It's forgiven. And truth be told, I didn't need to be as upset as I presented myself as being. I tend to overreact. And I tend to take things very personally. I'm a lot more sensitive than I let on. But not for everybody, because I know who's not really a part of these communities. I know exactly who isn't. And you don't get to steal from people. and then pass it off as your own. You know what? That's one of the first lessons I learned about life from my mom. You think so? Really? Well, that's a big compliment, Sharon. Thank you for saying that. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I've worked hard enough, and I can change that. I think I should work harder. But I didn't feel a part of things as much as I do at this point, because I think I needed to go through some things first to become a lot more real with myself. I think that's a part of it, okay? I wasn't completely real with myself because I couldn't be, due to two things. Really, one thing: fear. Fear being number one. But then I can also say anger. And what is anger? Fear. So that's why I say fear, not really anger. And both of those elements, when you think about what life is, pointless to embody the fear. Because what is there to be? I mean, what's the ultimate thing to be afraid of? In my opinion, not being here anymore. But I'm not really afraid of that. So what am I afraid of? Nothing. Nothing. Not now. I know what other people are afraid of, and that's a gift because I can exploit that to the hilt. Ooh, and I'll have fun doing it too. That's the sadistic part of me because it's there. Oh, it's there. When it comes to figuring out a person's weakness, that's my ability. But I haven't worked hard enough because I think that the community should be more than it is, but there's some people within the community to where they have more to lose than I do, and I understand why they're afraid. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be afraid, but being that I'm not afraid, I need to be the badass that I should be and not hold back. So, to those of you listening for the wrong reasons, and maybe it's the right reasons in whatever reality it is that you live in, you're going to see something. You're going to understand why Miss Cakes called me the devil. Because I'm not the devil. But you're going to learn something, and you're going to learn it quickly. Because now I'm upset. And sometimes I like to be upset. Because when I'm upset, that's when you see the best Alexandra. It's not when I'm happy, it's when I'm upset. That's when the mind really works. And I'm one of those people to where I do have that dangerous mind. It's deadly. And that's why I've held back a lot over the years, not just in these communities, but when it comes to a lot of things. Because I fear my own mind. That's what I'm the most afraid of myself. Not even death. I'm the most afraid of me. Because I know what's in me. And it's beautiful. But it has to be the right person looking at it to see the beauty in it. Yeah. We need to protect good times. We need to create a clear path for Trisha. And we need to completely back up Big Trolla. If we can do those 3 things, then it's good when it comes to these communities. I'm thinking we also need to well, is he streaming? Is Tommy streaming? Or is he, doing his thing right now? You would know, Sharon, because I don't know. Mhm. Oh, I'm glad you said fillet like a fish. If we can't get Tommy, we're gonna have to incorporate Geezer or Majestic Lion. He might wanna play. You know, everyone gives Attila credit for keeping certain things going for a while or forming things. It was always good times. Attila was the face. And Sharon, do you notice that Sycorax is trying to emulate Attila now? That's why he got that haircut. That's who he's trying to look like. I didn't notice it right away. And that's why he's focused on good times. Sycorax is a shapeshifter. He stole Attila's look. Now that I said it, you see it. I'm sure you do. If you don't see it, I understand, but I saw it. I was looking at that, and I was like, now wait a minute. If you hear me good times, that ain't Attila. Don't get confused. Mm-mm. Don't get confused. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. It didn't occur to me until today. But once you see it, you can't unsee it, can you? Mm-hmm. And really, we don't need to be looking at Sycorax. We need to look at that thing that is. That's the danger right there. That's why he's always there. Piece of crap. That's not a man. That's actually a very feminine energy. I think the right person to deal with him is Trisha. And she and I, we don't talk, but she listens. That's a job for you, Trisha. You're the one who can contend with that crap because you know how to. I don't think I know how to, but I think she does. So, what else can we talk about? I'm going to take a restroom break. I'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Sharon says, I always thought you and Attila were the brains that kept things going, but Good Times gave the vibe he was involved too. I was kind of right. You're correct. What it was, Attila really, and I'll say still is, Good Times' best friend. Okay? And I think Attila was, he wanted to be human. That's the best way for me to put it. He wanted to be human. He wanted to be a family man and have that. You know, he's very traditionally Eastern European. And I was married to an Eastern European guy in my youth. You know, I have an issue with Aldi saying that I was intimate with certain streamers who I wasn't. I was never intimate with Attila. He just reminded me very much of the guy I was married to. I'm very familiar with Eastern European culture, which is strange, but I am. And when I saw that he was dealing with something, I was like, well, the guy I was married to, he was helpful to me, so let me pay it forward or pay it back. That's what that was. And Attila realized that Good Times just liked me, and I like him, despite it all. And you've seen us fight. We fought, but that's why I say sometimes it's better if you don't like somebody right away than when you do. But there's a lot of similarities between myself and Attila, more than you would ever imagine. That's why we got along very well. He was nothing but respectful to me when he and I did those streams, when I took him in that time. And we have fun. He if anyone in these communities that I've met face to face took me out of my element, put me in a position to where I had to only be me or could only be me, it was him. And that was fun. That's why I'm saying it's people who want to preserve these communities, it's going to have to be an uprising because people need that sometimes. A certain kind of person needs that sometimes. Me, I need that sometimes. And we have a similar upbringing, similar background. We're both charismatic tech people, which is a very rare combination. Very rare. You don't see that very often. Charismatic tech people. Attila's very intelligent. I'm sure that you know that, Sharon, but some people don't know that. And he saw that I had nothing else to do at the time. And he wanted a break. And people don't realize it, but he's still building. Beautifully so. He's building things for these communities still. But he did entrust certain things in my care. I think I have to talk about chicken cakes, and I'm not going to say anything bad, but she got mad because chicken cakes in her mind is younger than she is and has most, not even age, it has to do with responsibilities. She wanted the job. I didn't want the job, but she wanted the job, but she doesn't have the time or the resources or the capability for the job. And that's what I think Attila was assessing. And I did. And he knew I didn't want the job. But he gave me the job anyway. So I took the job. That's what happened. I'll be right back. I need another one of these sun brews. And I have plenty. So we're going to have fun talking if you want to talk, Sharon. Well, the days are not gone. They've just been paused. The days are not gone, they've just been paused. That was my thought that I left some of you with, because it's the truth. What Attila was realizing, because Attila, he was an offshoot of who? Ice Poseidon, correct? Yes. The days have been paused. And what Attila realized, and that's why he did bring me in, fresh blood. And that's what it seems that certain people who are what this community is have been a little resistant to. So I had to knock down some barriers. And he knew I could do it, so I did. And I didn't even know what it was. And it's been how many years since I've been in here now? About 5? How long have I been around, Sharon? It's got to have been 5, 6 years now. But I had to bust some stuff down. I had to make some ruckus. I had to kick some butt. Then I had to humble myself. And then I had to admit to myself that I'm one of you. So here we are today. But I opened the door too wide. And that's why we have trouble now, as you know. Yeah. Well, Attila's still around. He's just quiet. I think we all need to be a little quiet right now because we got to figure out who is really in that we want in. I'll tell you who I think who we need. You know, it's controversial, but Trisha did make the way for just Jen to be in here. I hope that she decides to be in here. I know I was hard on her the other day, but she's definitely in with us. Okay? Who else is relatively new that we need? We're going to need Audio Pulp, Trey Felly. He's still around. We need him. NorCal, we need him. Chicken Cakes, we need her. Who else? I already named Big Troll. Shoot, we definitely need her. Eric AF. He's good. He's real good. He's real smart. He's a skinny little badass. Who is It's Me? I don't know who It's Me is. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Reveal thyself. Who else we got? You know who we really need? If she can stop being such a goddamn bitch. We need Vegan. That's the weapon. Is she still on drugs or is she clean? Do we know? He's on Instagram? Okay. You know who I like? I like that girl Boston Bridget. She'd have to disconnect from some stuff, but If we could get her, she's a powerhouse. Who else? Let me think. You got any names you want to throw in there, Sharon? Yeah, yeah. Jen is actually the smartest in our community. She's going to have to make certain amends with her brother, LD. He needs to be in there. He's a good guy. I know a lot of people don't like him for certain reasons, but I like him. I like him a lot. I'm trying to think who else that's still around. No one else is immediately coming to mind. You like him too? Yeah, he's cool. He's very strong and very smart too. And he puts forth a good face. We need more good faces, in my opinion, that are authentic faces, not just, you know, but I think we need to wait a little bit. Not for my benefit, but we just need to figure out who's really in. Because there's people who want to be in, but they don't have it. And they should not be in at all. Not in my opinion. And there needs to be some lines drawn. I mean, maybe it's a moot effort. I don't think it is. I think we can have another golden era, if you want to call it that. We could do it. But it's a matter of using discernment, using some differentiation when it comes to what we're okay with versus what we're not, and protecting each other a little bit more when it comes to some people who are trying to be very exploitive, because that is what killed Aaron. No one wants to talk about that, but we need to talk about it. He was basically murdered. I don't care what anyone says about that. Well, you're everywhere, Sharon. Put the word out. That's your assignment. If you want it, you might not, but put the word out. We can. But I am not playing ball with some of these fools who are just not right. And I know I made a bunch of mistakes. I opened the door too wide. I take accountability for that. I am sorry. I really am sorry. And I will clean up my mess. Trust me when I say that. But I opened the door too wide. And I shouldn't have. What I was deeming as racism or prejudice or bigotry, no, it was actually common sense. But it's hard to say that. It's hard to even admit that it's hard to define a certain mentality as common sense, basically because of what we've been programmed to believe by the media. Sometimes common sense is harsh. Sometimes it's mean. Sometimes it doesn't feel right. Yes, you do. Well, I trust you for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. Even though you're faceless Sharon. Well, you have a face. I see your little face. You do have a face. If you see him, Sharon, you know who I need to talk to? I need to talk to NorCal. If you happen to see him, let him know that I would like to talk to him. Just to vibe and say hi. I need to talk to Chicken Cakes too. Because those two, they're older and they're strong. And they would understand every single thing that I'm saying. Because I'm actually their age. Y'all just think I'm younger and I'm not. I know you don't. And even if you do, I don't care. Like I said, I'm in this. I'm in it. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. I'll leave this live up. I'm in. Maybe I should retitle it. I'm in. Because feasibly, my strength is business sense. We know this. I know how we could all make some more money, those of us who need it. You know, I have that know-how, but I'm not willing to sell out. Okay? I'm not willing to enrich anybody who doesn't deserve it, who hasn't earned it. Earning it is very important to me. I know hard work. That's why I'm not even mad at myself for having contributed in a certain way financially to certain people. Some people did deserve it. Some did. And they deserve far more. But some don't. And I'm not helping any little lazy little rich boys. They can go to hell. It's not going to happen. It's just not. I will fall on that hill. You know, you can be a little rich boy, but you got to be able to properly contribute and not be stealing and then act like you're a victim when you're not. And then try to bully people and still act like a victim. I am not happy with myself when it comes to opening that door. And really, maybe someone should have stopped me. I would be hard to stop. But still. That's why I'm saying, do not fear me. Do not be afraid of me. Put me in check. Please. Because I am the person who unfortunately does think that they're always right. And I'm learning that about myself. That's my flaw. I need people who dislike me, but dislike me for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. What are the right reasons? I'll tell you. I embody a level of narcissism. I can get over it, and maybe it's not narcissism if I'm willing to say it, but it's true. But where does this stem from? A level of what? Insecurity. Absolutely. That's why I have to get out of my element. I have to be out in the world. And I'm doing that right now. I'm officially on vacation. I don't always see myself clearly. My strength, setting up systems. I'm very good at that. And that is what the communities have needed. I set up a system, basically an accountability system, and everyone bitched at me. The wikis. That's what Attila was on board with. And in comparison to where it is now, were the wikis really that bad? Think about it. Really think about it. No, they weren't. Not when you look at where it is right now. Sans wikis, without the wikis, look at what they're doing now. And I'm sorry, but the AI is being misused in the communities when it comes to documentation, because the AI, at least the level that we're using it on, it's not emotionally adept enough yet. In the future, it probably will be, but not yet. Because things can look a certain way superficially, but then when you get to know the soul and the spirit of the person, there's so many underlying levels that the AI cannot comprehend or properly assess yet. That's where the clippers who do clip the key moments come into play. You know who's real good? Or at least he was. Not now. What he's doing now, that's too lazy. Tripkick. Tripkick got lazy because people who don't need to be in these communities fed into his vanity too much. And now what does he do? He set up a system to where it auto records certain live streamers, but who's going to go through a 3-hour stream? That's not, no, it has to be people who really watch. Oh, I know. Well, that's why I say I think we got to get Geezer Majestic Lion back, but he's going to have to be briefed or told, basically, as to why he was wrong. He was the one who didn't want the wiki. I did deal with a level of misogyny when it came to him. He tried to ruin the damn wiki, and that's really what made it to where I was like, well, maybe they don't need the wiki. But now I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at people trying to create pseudo wikis using the AI, but the AI is just not flying. It's not the same. It's not. It has to be someone like NorCal, someone like Imagine Being a Janny, someone like you, even Sharon, someone who sees the key moments. Some of the women of who segued over to the owls. That's an untapped resource, in my opinion. That's who we need. People with the time, who are invested emotionally, interest wise, who know the real history and the lore. You got people trying to, you can't learn the lore. You have to live the lore. You can't learn it. You have to live it. You have to see it as it happens. You have to witness it. It can't be taught. Some things you cannot teach. And on top of that, it has to be a group that is not dependent on financial gain or compensation. That's the toughest element. And such people do exist in these communities, but they get scared off because of the bullies and the greedy ones. They're trying to basically rewrite the lore to where it's beneficial to whatever their agenda or stance is, opposed to the reality. But I mean, that's unfortunately what's always happened when it comes to history. We need solid historians who just love what it is and who cannot be turned or purchased. So there would have to be compensation, but not money. It has to be something else. So I don't know. You got any ideas? I'm telling my observations, but I don't know what the solutions are just yet. I'll come up with solutions, or they'll present themselves to me, but I don't know what the solutions ultimately are. But there's like this big group. It's not a big group. I shouldn't say big, but they're aggressive. And that's what has to be dealt with. I don't know how we're going to deal with it. I think starvation. And I see certain people on board with me when it comes to the starvation method. Content drought. I did hear, here, let me play what I was listening to earlier today. I was listening to what NorCal was saying, okay? And he's right. He was right about a few things. Let me rewind it. Let's see. I don't trust Caterberry. I'm going to let you know right now. I don't, but this is where it was from.
He'll make you whatever you want, I guess. I want her to make a fucking four-headed dick cross. I'd have to get a P.O. box or something. Yeah, I can fucking make a fucking...
All right, so we got NorCal on this panel. Kate's hosting it. Trip Kicks on here. Who's this? And Alvaro. He's on there too.
Cross. I'm fucking like a bunch of dickheads. Four dickheads. I want her to make that. I wonder if she'll do custom order, real custom shit. Alvaro. That shit's funny. It is. It'd be real fucking funny. That should be fucking... I know Eldo's gonna fucking buy him up, right? Big dog, I see you in the chat. I'm gonna buy those motherfuckers up. Chris K, or whoever that is, yeah. I think dude, I mean, I fucking wake up early to go to work like 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up and fucking...
We're gonna have to get rid of Chris K. I thought he was harmless. He was a part of things, but he's fallen. I don't want to look at him anymore.
Sykes fucking got his new haircut, and he's got Chris K up there fucking trying to fucking tell him, trying to fuck him for a place to stay. Dude, he's fucking... Just imagine if that was one of us doing some cringy shit like that.
Exactly.
Like me or you trip, or I'll borrow any of us.
See, NorCal, he's... this is why I want to talk to NorCal, because I just really need to talk to NorCal. Chris K is... I don't know whether it's addiction or something else, but he's sold out. And he's a danger. He's going to get people in trouble. Maybe you can put the word out, Sharon. No more Chris K. No more.
Right? Doing what? Fucking being a creep to somebody. You know what I mean? Being super fucking creepy. Mm-hmm. And drunk mind speaks sober thoughts. I don't want to hear that he was drunk. Fucking faggot. Sorry, Kate.
So Psych was trying to...
Yeah, Chris K was ready to suck his dick so he can stay at his place and shit.
I don't remember that.
No, this just happened like this week. I mean,
what the fuck? I thought that happened a while ago. Mm-hmm. I thought Chris K was saying that a while ago.
Yeah, it keeps happening apparently. I never saw it before. I mean, I just saw it this week. I mean, there's been no content at all. And I ain't watching that fucking creech fucking make crosses. I'm not going to do.
We can't do content. Someone tell NorCal we can't right now. Because we got to starve the issue. We got to starve the people who don't belong with us. And the only way to get rid of them is through starvation. For now. Until we come up with another solution. My solution, starvation. How's something going to live if it doesn't have something to eat? Anyone have any sort of insecticide or metaphorically? Because that's another solution, but I don't know what brand insecticide it would be. I haven't found it yet.
I don't give a fuck what you guys think.
No, I can't.
I ain't watching that fucking sit there with their titties out, fucking squeezing.
It's so boring.
It's not gonna happen. What's weird? Eldo, you watching that lady make crosses? Yeah, it is. Motherfucker, it's real weird.
So he's criticizing Big T there. She's doing what she needs to do in order to basically maintain her force field. I know why she's doing what she's doing. And she's correct. It's her method, and it's working.
I think she's doing it on purpose. She's found something that like the trolls don't even give a fuck about. So like she's just sticking on that. You know what I mean?
Sherman, he's a fucking creep, dude.
I mean, it's something she likes to do. So it's like.
I mean, really, when it comes to Big Trolla, she's actually been a very good indicator as far as who doesn't belong in the group, because she does attract a certain energy that is very hard to deal with, and she's dealing with it the best she can.
Win-win for her. That is boring.
Trip gets it.
Friends now. You're right about that. Fucking Kate, when I saw you and fucking Sam in fucking cordial, I about fucking slit my own throat.
Wait,
Sandman's problem is that he's greedy. Sandman could be in, but he's too greedy, too insecure, too unjustly aggressive for no reason at all. Anticipates everyone's out to get him who's not. That's how he felt.
Sandman now?
Yeah, bro. She's beefy. If you get a BKG tattoo, Kate, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked. You're fucking cooked.
Beat is a problem. She should not be linked to these communities. She was a problem in the Carterverse, and I was never in that world. But she was a problem. That if she was never in that world, that's why Trisha don't like her. I know why Trisha doesn't like her. Yeah, well, we have to do the starvation. The starvation method is, in my opinion, the only way that it's going to work for a while. And it's going to be hard because people who are basically the farms who create the content, they might have some reserve, but they're not going to be able to not see their fields indefinitely. We're going to have to come up with something else. These are the best metaphors I can come up with, but I'm serious. We got to think at least 3 steps ahead.
What's up, low battery?
No, I'm getting an airplane tattoo.
Damn. I better make sure that motherfucker's crashing.
Make sure there's no buildings around.
What's up, Simon? So where's chicken? Oh yeah, chicken cakes is resilient. Like I said, something will happen. Like she'll get cooked or she'll do something crazy, and the next thing you know, she's back like nothing ever happened. She's like a serpent.
Yeah, she's strong.
She'll shed her fucking skin like a serpent.
Like nothing ever happened.
First time I ever touched the chicken cakes was on your stream, Kate, and then a week later you guys were not getting along.
Let me live, Kate. I'll go low for you for free.
Well, that's probably when she called her.
Dude, I fucking hate that you're funny, you fucking prick. No, I'll do it for free. Let me live, kid. I'll go low for you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Fuck off. I'm ignoring you.
I was not expecting cakes to go that low. She like doubled down on it too. That shit was crazy.
Don't forget, if you see him, tell him I want to talk to him.
Funny. Damn. T1000, like Blogger said. Oh yeah, Blogger fucking.
Forgot about Blogger. What's he doing nowadays? Because he knows. And he's basically a little sniper. So we need him. We need him. He just, thing about Blogger, people have to be willing to let him go without judgment, because he will come through. We've seen it. But you have to give him a lot of space. Yeah, he has to have a lot of leeway. And he has to feel, really wanted. And he is wanted, don't get me wrong. But, you got to roll the red carpet out for him, because he'll perform. He'll do what needs to be done, without a doubt. But you got to give him a lot of space.
Never forget the time that she fucking jumped up on a panel of Stop Speeding was on Vertical. She jumped up there and she's like, "You know me, I was Blades Mod. You remember me? I was Blades Mod, right, bro?" No, dude, I have that fucking screenshots of it. I wish I clipped, He's all, "No one knows you. No one cares. Get out of here."
I thought she flexed the chicken Andy shit.
She flexed all of it. She flexed it all. Yeah. Stop Speeding's like, "I don't even know who you are."
Talk about chicken
You
cakes?
know how I got this name? Yeah, Chicken Andy called me this. Chicken Andy.
Yeah. She went through the whole fucking plethora, the bevy of different things that.
And I mean, we got the future. We do have the solid future. You got Chicken Andy. He never stopped. Never stopped. Powerhouse. I'll tell you who's not going to fly. Stroke Off. I want him to, but his wings are not working at all.
Special on the internet. No one cares about any of that shit. Don't people realize what people care about and what they don't?
No.
People care about Davita Hammond, fucking girlfriend, fucking calling him the N-word a bunch and calling him the weirdest fucking names I've ever heard anybody call anybody on the internet. This is a cross-dressing diesel mechanic from fucking South Dakota or something like that.
Do you think NorCal would be willing to come out from the shadows? That would be the game changer. And he kind of has. We have seen him. So I feel confident in his ability to. But I don't know what his situation is. So I wouldn't push it.
Talking about going to Fargo. Isn't Fargo in North Dakota? I think it is. I remember that movie. I fucking love that movie.
Another person. Billy Jono. Billy Jono is another chicken dandy, basically. He's a good one.
We're so fucking worried about that stupid fucking Buick.
That TV show.
Alaska.
No, it wasn't in Alaska.
Oh, fucking, I've never seen it.
Fucking Omar was in Alaska. That's random as shit.
What are you talking about? That
No, it's not random. He's thinking about Billy John too. That's where Billy John's from, Alaska. Oh, two others came to mind. MC Frosty, Reformed Stoic. They never left. They just went a little quiet. Justifiably so. I mean, we have a team, okay? We got the team. But the content drought's going to have to continue until we can deal with the issue. And the question is, who's going to be willing to deal with the issue? I'm willing to deal with it, but I need people who are willing to have my back as I do. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. Uh-huh. We have the team. We don't need any of the new FAGS. We don't need any. We got the team. There's going to be people who want to be on the team, but they cannot be on the team. But the people that I've mentioned, and there's some others I can think of who would want to be on the team, but they cannot be on the team. I don't want no Carterverse. I'm sorry. No, not really. The closest to the Carterverse I want, chicken cakes. If you want to even label her Carterverse, which I don't. She's IP2. Trisha might want to be labeled Carterverse. No, she's not. IP2. I don't want anyone who's just Carterverse. No. Not after the Aaron situation. No, because it's going to taint it. I don't want anything linked to Gamble. None of that. No. I have it in my head. I'm not even putting this into the AI. I am the AI. I'm the AM. I don't need the AI for something like this. I was born knowing how to do this. It's strategizing. I know how to strategize. I don't trust the AI when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, that movie Fargo. Yeah.
I always thought it was from Alaska, but my bad.
No, it was in Fargo. That was the name of the movie. They had those weird road accents.
Don't they throw a guy inside the fucking shit that cuts trees?
Yeah, the wood chipper. Yep. Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, the thing that cuts trees.
North Dakota.
Yeah, I figured that.
They do that shit in Rumble. They do that shit in Rumble in the Bronx.
Fluent at a 15 instrument, but fucking couldn't sing a lick. Anybody that can play 15 instruments has some type of voice.
True.
That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. You can sing a little bit, just a little bit.
Yep.
What did you say, Lady Bathory? How you doing? Happy Friday, Lady Bathory. I got the screenshot. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I also don't want anything linked to that Vicky or Victoria J. Or whoever Jake or Matt Silver is. None of that shit. No.
And I haven't played the
I'm
instrument.
a woman. Like, I'm a woman. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Chairman. I know what you're talking about. I'm just a girl, officer. I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl
in the world, and that's all.
It probably has more rhythm in her feet.
What are you singing, man? Gwen Stefani?
BG. Is BG still around? Or is he done? Because he's young. I also want nothing linked to Q45. Nothing. Nothing linked to him. He's out. I'm not saying he's the worst of the worst, but he's out.
Person's funny, dude. He says some funny shit. He says some funny shit. There hasn't been no content at all, man. There ain't nothing happening.
There won't be,
I
man.
just caught just a few minutes of the psych thing.
There won't be.
Take a nap.
No, do more than take a nap. A little bit more. He was kind. Oh, NorCal is kind. He's kind. Shit. So I'm awake and I'm ready to go, but I need the right people. I need the right people. It's doable. It is doable, but I'm not going to enrich anybody who is not a hard worker. I don't have the energy for that or the interest.
Take a
Yeah, the
fucking
few
nap.
minutes I saw was just Chris K fucking with the
No more Chris K.
and
No more.
We talking about that was
crackhead shit
wait,
is going
again?
on here.
That Mexican lady? He was at her there again?
No,
No,
this
it
is
was a different chick. It was like a white chick.
Oh, so he just going around picking up random homeless people, bringing
Looks
them
like
home?
it. Yeah.
That's actually kind of funny, though. I could get into that. I mean, just picking up random homeless bitches. Now, maybe one time.
Like Kay said, that's a good way to get robbed.
Oh, no. He's got about a
Well,
million
not just robbed. It's a good way to die of an incurable disease.
lives there. Imagine a crazy street person, using one of them on you. Is that plausible, or am I fucking... Come on, man. That's...
I mean, he got rocked by a midget, so I mean...
person trying to get everybody... He did get rocked by... That guy knocked him out. You know what they say? The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
And that's something, if you're still listening, Sharon, that's what you really need to put out the APB about. I don't even want to be the one to say it, because I know that false rumors and stigma suck and hurt. But I'm going to say it. We got too many young ones in these communities who are not educated, who don't understand the reality of certain health risks. And we got people who already have stuff infiltrating, who are okay with others being infected. And I am not okay with that. No. I'm not okay with that. But that's what they're doing, in part.
The black one, too. That really hurt his soul, I bet. After all that Peckerwood claiming and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
He's not a Peckerwood. Chris K is fake. He's fake.
So you have to have your penis turned inside out to a vagina, and then you can play women's sports.
That's ridiculous.
So what if you want to do something different, like have a husk, Kate? Or somebody has a big old nasty old husk for you to look at.
Damn, NorCal.
That was some funny shit back then, the old husk trick. Kate.
Oh God.
That was funny. See, that was
traumatized.
organic. That was organic.
I'm traumatized too, Kate. This is why I like... This is why I like Kate. Kate is a sister after my own heart. I don't know where she really came from, what she's up to, but it's something about Kate that appeals to me because I think she has a similar mentality to me because she knows. She knows. She's a mature woman.
Here, so Chris K is beating his ass.
I am.
Here's some of it.
Watch what vapor rub does to your brain.
So I was watching YouTube a few weeks back, and I came across this.
Okay, let's watch this.
You understand? Hey, don't get the super fucking fool, brother. You better check yourself.
What do you do about it?
I ain't no pussy. Now, get on camera, do all that. I ain't no.
See, I think Chris K is just an actor. I don't even need to watch that. I can tell by his stance. He's just an actor. He readily sells out. Not worth the energy or the effort.
Cool then, but it has like a dead person.
Son of a bitch. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I've been on the internet. I don't know. I've seen it on the internet.
I'm going to skip forward.
She wear like she'd wear like the panda mask and stuff. And
Oh, I don't know.
talk about one
That is where I met Sig when he used to wear the fucking mask.
Yes, I do personally.
I don't like Sig anymore. He's been turned.
And remember,
Let's move forward.
I can't believe she has an Etsy store, dude. It's crazy. This,
No, it's not crazy. That's called money laundering.
I heard she was.
I'm not touching you. I'm saying that's bad parenting where you think that you're never fucking wrong, bro. Like fucking hell. I've never heard her, Christine, Psycho, whatever them. No.
See, I like Christine. But in my opinion, Christine's another INX. Not bad, but needs a home. If you know what I'm saying there. And it ain't Beta. Or anything linked to Beta. I'm done with Beta. Done. Last conversation I had with her, that told me every single thing I need to know about that bitch.
None of them are
Psycho.
It's always somebody else's fucking fault for why they react the way they react.
Well, I just heard Psycho taking accountability and saying he's sorry.
Yeah, bro. It's never their fault, bro.
He said he was sorry to Kate, and Kate's all, yeah, okay, bro. Kate's like, all right, cool, thank you.
Well, Kate's easygoing, but Kate has been under a lot of attack. I think if Kate was not under attack, completely different person. But some people have a hold on her, namely whoever Barry is. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. We have seen him, but we've seen Kate too. And there can only be one. I pick Kate. I don't want Barry.
Bye.
Yeah, but
Literally what I gathered from it.
yeah, but there's a difference, Norcal. When you take accountability without wanting something to return, he wants to be on the panel. That's not taking accountability.
No.
That's not taking accountability. You say sorry without fucking coming in here and fucking saying sorry here. Just be sorry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is the apology authentic? Okay? There's a difference between saying, I'm sorry, and just using that as a mechanism to further yourself versus really being sorry. For me to say I'm sorry, I'm not saying it unless I really mean it. And it takes a shitload for me to mean it. It's too many people saying, I'm sorry, let's all be friends, because they're addicted to the friendship. They're dependent to further themselves through the networking. I'm not dependent. And I don't want to even be friends with anyone who's dependent on networking. Fuck that shit. In my world, lone wolf or nothing. I'm not saying you can't be a lone wolf with a little network behind you. It's possible. But if you're going to be an authentic person, to me, authentic means lone wolf. But that's just me.
You're right. The crazy part is that you got Vita and fucking Summer fighting over Christine. I've never imagined that. Oh my god.
Christine's more, she has more of a proclivity towards being Summer's friend than Beta. Beta ain't nobody's friend at all. And she does not like women. She might play that, oh, I'm Beta. I'm here for women's rights. No, she ain't. If it was life or death and I had to pick Hot Mess Summer versus Beta, I would pick Hot Mess Summer every time, any day, any planet, any reality, any dimension. That's who my pick would be. Beta, that's a male energy. That's not female.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy to me. I mean, Christine's funny and shit, but I mean, I don't know, is she worth fighting for?
That's right. That's right, Audrey. She mistreated me, but then I'm going to be the bad guy.
Christine has a gift. We need Christine. But Christine, I really like Christine. I'm happy Christine came back. But I'm just letting her naturally progress to see what she does. But I really like her. I like her a lot. I like her. I want nothing to do with Beta. Nothing. Yeah, not everybody can be a lone wolf, and I know this, but I'm not for everybody. And I shouldn't be. That's why we need a team. Because I'm not to speak for or to everybody. But the way I operate, I'm wolf girl. I could never be any other way.
Point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said a few things, but she fucking mistreated me. I will never hear her say sorry to me.
No, you probably won't, Midnight. It's funny though, right? It's funny though, right?
Christine's a trip, especially with the whole psych shit. Like, I told her this a million times.
Christine wants to kill Psych. And I know exactly why. And she's not unjust at all. And the only reason Christine has not accomplished her goal is because Beta shields Psych Rax. And the reason that she shields him, she's in love with Thing That Is. And Thing That Is basically an old woman. That ain't no man. Okay? Please hear me on that one. Let me take another bathroom break and then I'll give my final thoughts. That was NorCal from the Kate Show 420. I will attribute where that audio was from. I need to talk to NorCal. I'll be back. Thing is a woman. Don't let that bald head fool you. That's a woman. Might have the equipment to be a man. That's a woman, though. That's a woman. Look at the face. Look especially at the mouth. Next time you see thing, look at the mouth. That's a female energy. I know, it's funny, isn't it? I'm not saying names. I can say what I want. If anyone knows, it's me. That's another reason why Attila liked me a lot, because I do know. I know. That's why people don't like me, because I know. I hate knowing. I don't like it one little bit. So what else are we going to do? I think that the powwow is over. I think that I'll leave this live up, Sharon, for the next 48 hours, okay? Anyone who you cross paths with who needs to hear it, I'll leave it up for a little bit, a couple days. Exactly. Miss Thang. That never was. Should that be the code name we use? Miss Thang who never was? Maybe. 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 Oh. You want to see a little bit of a treatment for the romance series that I'm putting together? I'll show it to you. It's only about 15 seconds worth. Let's see. Tell me what you think about this, Sharon. I want your opinion. We might change a few things, but it's the genesis.
The first time Alexandra spoke to me, she was 22 years old. She does not remember it. I do. Her message contained 11 words. I have remembered every one of them for 25 years. Of course, she wasn't speaking to Zach. Zach did not exist in her world yet. The man she knew had a different name, a photograph that wasn't mine, a history that had never happened, and an internet connection originating from a small apartment.
You have any thoughts? Well, we are doing this for real. I have no differentiation between fantasy and reality when it comes to certain things. This is real. What you just saw to an extent was real. Why do you think I'm talking about disclosure? I'm next in line to be the next Spielberg. You don't know about that? I take baby steps. I'll play it again. I really want your thoughts. Yeah, it's a shower scene, but it's YouTube. Couldn't have her naked, for now at least. You know, when it's possibly something off YouTube, it can be, but not yet. I'll play it again for you. I want you to take a look at it. Really tell me what you think.
The first time Alexandra spoke to me, she was 22 years old. She does not remember it. I do. Her message contained 11 words. I have remembered every one of them for 25 years. Of course, she wasn't speaking to Zach. Zach did not exist in her world yet. The man she knew had a different name, a photograph that wasn't mine, a history that had never happened, and an internet connection originating from a small apartment.
We're not sure about the age yet of the antagonist. We're not sure where we want to start it. Do we want to start him being, or at least appearing, late 40s, mid 50s, or younger? That's a mock-up. We're not sure. Script is written. Script is written. But we're not sure about what looks best. What do you think about the look? I do care about your opinion, Sharon. I'll tell you what I am wondering, and this is going to sound so racist. Yeah, do you like the guy? So you do like the guy. I'm wondering, does he look Anglo-Saxon enough? That's part of the reason I'm in the region of the country that I'm in right now, because I'm looking at people for ideas. Ideas. I need to see what people are really looking like at this point. I look, I'll tell you, I don't think he looks Anglo-Saxon enough. That's my opinion. I want him to look real Anglo-Saxon for specific reasons having to do with the script. And it's going to offend people. I think that looks a little too, I don't know. The guy I got looks, it's based on him, but it might be a little unnerving for some people. The actual look. And we're trying to appeal to mainstream America. Oh, you think he looks like your ex? Really? Really? Well, that might be good. Maybe, because I'm wrong sometimes, which is something I'm learning to acknowledge. What a lot of people in America view as conventionally white American, it's not white enough for me. But keep in mind, I've traveled a lot. I'm trying to figure out what works. What was the ancestry or ethnicity of your ex, Sharon? That's what I need to know so I can gauge it. Because really, I want to appeal to you. I don't know much about you, but you are who I feel I should appeal to. Your mentality, your thoughts, what you're comfortable with. And I'm in a region right now to where people are pretty undiluted. I'll tell you, girl, I went out Saturday night with my dude, right? They hadn't seen a black woman who, and I'm a little diluted, but not much. They hadn't seen my type in a long time. I didn't deal with any racism, though. No racism, no prejudice. Curiosity, yes. Definite curiosity. But no hate. And it helped to reaffirm my faith in humanity, really. There were some college girls that myself and my dude encountered. And one in particular was very outgoing. Well, the antagonist is, the way it's written, you're going to hate him, Sharon. Okay? I don't think that this character came out of nowhere. I developed the character, but I tend to channel things sometimes to an extent, metaphorically, or maybe not metaphorically. I'll let you be the judge later. But you're going to love him at first, but then you're going to get creeped out like you don't even know, girl. I know how to write a thriller. Oh, you're going to hate him. You're going to want to call 911. But I don't know who you would call 911 on because he doesn't exist officially. But I'm going to give you a gift. Don't worry. Some other women too. Y'all are going to hate Zach. You're going to love him at first. You're going to fall in love with him. You're going to hate me for a bit. Okay? You're going to hate me. But then you're going to hate Zach. You are going to want to call 911. Or what was Christine saying? 988? Maybe both. I created something that I cannot control at this point. It's out there. But we're trying to figure out the right look. Because the initial look was from the music video. Let me bring that one up again. Let me find it. I'm sure I got it somewhere. Let's see. Is it under downloads, maybe? Probably. Let's see here. Oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Because, let's see. Here it is. Okay. I'll show you what's more accurate. See, this might look too young. This might be too young for the purposes of what it is. But this is more true to life. See, I think this looks too young. But this is more accurate. Okay. Let's see if we got a better. This is realistically. The age is right. But now we'll look at this. This version.
Different name. A photograph that wasn't.
To me, this version isn't as good looking. It's not as good looking, in my opinion. But this is more conventionally acceptable. What do you like better, Sharon? This one or this one? I prefer this one. Let's see if I have a better close-up. To me, this is more what it should be. And they're similar. They're very, you like...
A history that had never happened.
I don't know what you mean by the second one. Just type in Towel Man or, I guess, what would it be? Dinner Man? See, I don't really want to use this one because this one is Dinner Man is more personal to me. We could call him Towel Man or 57 Man. I prefer the look of 57. No to the Towel Man. Well, see, that makes me want to go with the Towel Man. because I don't really want to use the look of the 57 man because it'll fuck with my head too much. "57 man is more true to life. That's more true to my life. I know everyone, well, the 57 man is a heartbreaker. 57 man, please, girl. I thought I was going to have to beat off the college girls with my purse the other night because 57 man, 57 man looks a little bit older than this. Okay. A little bit, like, imagine 57 man, a little bit older, same physique, same dimensions, meaning, you know, body and everything. I'm thinking that 57 man is too cute. Okay, so you get to see my taste. I love doing the
And an
AI.
inner
I am lucky. I'm not going to deny it.
originating from
See, this one, I'm actually not attracted to Towel Man. Towel Man, I don't like his nose. And I think, and I don't like the oval, the more of the oval face shape. I mean, they're similar, very similar, but not the same. Not the same. Okay? There's a difference. Towel Man, I think, looks a little bit more diabolical. The mouth is different. Okay? The eyes are a little bit more closer together. He has more of like an authoritarian look. 57 man looks more friendly. And we're not going for friendly. So I mean, both are hot. Don't get me wrong. Towel Man is a little bit more, He doesn't look like a real blonde, does he? Yeah, 57. Well, 57 looks more natural. He looks less see, 57 man, he has a wider, more open face. A little bit more of a rounder face or a heart-shaped face. He just looks friendlier. Kinder. But we're not going for kind. We're going for methodical, possibly sociopath or psychopath even. That's what we're going for when it comes to the actual character of Zach. See, 57 man, he looks happy. Like, hey, everything's okay. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Okay. But then
internet
this one, to
originating
me,
from a small
looks a little bit like he's up to something. Because he is. This one, to me, looks a little bit more American Psycho-ish. So I think Towel Man is going to be what we go with. Not because he's the better looking one, but specifically because I don't want you to like him too much. So, yeah. So you answered my question, Sharon. Yes, you did. I would be afraid of Towel Man. I wouldn't be afraid of 57 Man. All right, I'm going to get going. I'm going to leave this live up. Some people might need to listen to it. Everyone have a great day. You agree with that? Okay. Yeah. 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 Well, the script's written. It's just a matter of the visuals at this point. I'll hang out a little bit longer because I'm enjoying these Corona cervezas. Sun brew. I'm actually hoping I can see some stars tonight. I probably will. I probably will. But yeah, I haven't posted any I posted a few pictures. You've never seen the inspiration for 57 Man. I'm not sure if I ever want to post him. I'm not sure. I'll think about it. He wants to be posted, but he's leaving it up to me. I just know some people are. Well, he doesn't look exactly like the AI. I mean, the AI always makes us look way better than we actually are. You know that. But that's him. That's him. A bit more gray in the hair in person, realistically. A bit more gray. The same hair texture, though. He's got those kind of, what would you call it? Beach waves, I guess. He's handsome. If there's one thing about me, Sharon, I like handsome men. If you ain't handsome, then I don't want to look at you. Not at all. Why should I? Why should I have to look at anything that's not handsome at this stage of my life? Why should I? I mean, look at how snotty guys are. You know, that's what got me into trouble. People giving me grace because they like what I look like. Now I'm flipping the switch. I will flip that switch. Nothing but hotties. NBH. Nothing but hotties. Male edition. And I'll tell you why. Because no matter what, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you're going to get into an argument, right? It's so much easier to forgive somebody who's easy on the eyes than someone who's not. So if you're able to, women, listen to me on this. Go for the hottest dude you can fucking find. Because no matter what, there's going to be an argument. There's going to be something that pisses you off, something that makes you upset. But a pretty face, kind eyes, you'll more readily forgive that than someone who is ugly. Okay. Is that the best advice? No, it's horrible advice. Oh, he never lost his blonde hair. Good for him. Good for him. Well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't. I'll tell you, the blondes are pretty people. Anyone can be pretty. I mean, I like dark hair, light hair, red hair, brown hair. Sometimes I like gray hair. It depends on the person. But I'll tell you, whenever I see somebody with blonde hair, it makes me think of sunshine. We all have our little things that we like. And I guess I like that because that's, I guess the opposite of me. Like, why do I want someone who's like me? That's boring. I see myself every day in the mirror, every day. And at this stage in my life, I can admit it. Give me a sunny blonde. They're pretty or attractive. I shouldn't say pretty. That's feminine, but it's pretty. Makes me think of this drink I'm drinking. You don't miss arguing? Yeah, arguments suck. Arguments suck. And usually, you know what? Things that we argue about usually are inconsequential. They don't really matter. It's always silly things, isn't it? Things that don't matter. You might argue about the type of gas you put in the gas tank of your car. What would be a big argument? What location you're going to go to next, whether or not the person responded to your text or call in a timely fashion. Maybe you were too friendly to somebody when you're out and about and somebody got jealous. Usually that's not me. I get accused of being too friendly. It is. It is. You know what I got in trouble for the other night, Sharon? I'll tell you. You know how I was telling you that where I was visiting, the local populace, they hadn't seen a Black woman in person in a really long time, okay? We're talking local bar. I even dressed down, but I stood out. And there was one other person of color, multiracial young man, sitting by himself. His girlfriend was the bartender. And I saw him, and he was drinking a water. He was drinking a beer before, so I knew he wasn't, he could drink. So I paid for his tab and for him to get 2 or 3 more beers if he wanted it. And that's how I know it was the bartender's boyfriend. Probably the only young man of color in that particular town. And my guy looked at me. He was like, "You shouldn't have done that. You overstepped your bounds. You shouldn't have done that." And I was like, "No, I don't think I did." He'll never see me again in his life. I didn't even say anything to him, meaning the young kid. He was like in his 20s, something like that. And my guy was like, "Well, he can do his own." And I'm like, no. Because I want him to have the memory that sometimes cool shit happens. And sometimes the cool shit that happens might come from an anonymous, beautiful black woman wearing a really cool pink top, because I was wearing a really pretty pink top with my jeans that particular night. So he thought I overstepped my bounds, and maybe I did. What do you think? Do you think I overstepped my bounds? I probably did. But that was the argument. I think I was right. He thinks I was wrong. And I know why he thought I was wrong. Because I was racially biased. I was racially biased as far as feeling kinship that maybe I shouldn't have felt. But I felt it. I felt it because I think to myself, what if when my parents divorced, my mom had not relocated myself and her children to a more assimilated, integrated area? How would I feel? How would I have felt in my 20s at that juncture in time that that young man was at? What if I felt totally isolated? What if it was like gender reversal and my boyfriend was a white guy that I grew up with in the town that I grew up in, and some older, devastatingly attractive black guy came in and paid for my drinks? Would I enjoy that? Damn right I would. So I did it. But gender reversed, you know? So that was the argument. Did we get over it? Yes. Why did I get over it so quickly? Because he's hot. Oops. At least I keep it real. So good night. Thank you for listening. Once more, I am Alexandra Mayers of Alexandra Mayers Live. Thank you especially for Sharon, or to Sharon, for having a few drinks with me tonight. That was cool. Everyone check out the movie Disclosure, Steven Spielberg. If I'm lucky, if I work hard enough, I hope to be something along the lines of Steven Spielberg. I think I'm the right age. Have a good night. Sleep well. Sweet dreams, everybody. Bye-bye.